Sam, with a couple days to let it marinate, just the end of that game Sunday, have you had time to reflect on that and just what all went into feeling the way you felt?
Yeah, I think just at the end of the day, my final thoughts after the game, what I told you guys after were exactly spot on. I feel like, in that first half, there was a lot that we learned from on the tape. And then in the second half, we were able to put, a few good drives together. That was really it. And we were able to finish in the red zone. So we were able to play some good football in that second half. But again, like I said, we had some good stuff that we learned from in the first half.
More specifically, though, the reaction from the crowd at the very end of the game, that part of it, has that sunk in a little bit?
Yeah, and anytime we get a chance to play in front of our fans, man, it's an unbelievable opportunity. Especially this upcoming game Monday night. Looking forward to the whiteout, and I know it's going to be an electric atmosphere.
Sam, especially the MVP chance, how did that hit you considering your career path?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, man, just to be able to play in front of those fans, to be able to play with my teammates, to play for some of these coaches, it's just an unbelievable opportunity. And I'm just going to continue to stay present, locked in the moment. And, that was a pretty special moment.
Are you able to block out some of the noise? Some of the good noise. A lot of times the quarterback has to block out negative noise. Right now there's a lot of good things being said about you.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. Every single week is a new week. We have a really good opponent in Chicago coming in here, and feel like we just played them. Obviously, we did a few weeks ago, and really good defense. Really good scheme. So we're just, today we had a really good day of prep, preparing for them, and we have a really, really tough challenge in front of us.
Is there any point or time you think when you learn that art of staying present?
Say it again, sorry.
Any point in time you think when you learn that art of staying present and how important it is?
No, I think I've kind of always understood how important it is to be where my feet are, to just be locked in the moment, because when you start thinking about things in the future, things that might have happened in the past, you stop worrying about what's important. And that's the biggest thing, is just continuing to lock in on what's important right now. And that was, having a really good Wednesday practice. And for me, it's just going to be about watching practice, getting better from it, and moving on to third down.
Sam, KO was talking a little bit today about some of the individualized plans that he and coaches and even other people in the building make for you guys. Have you been in an NFL building where they do that before, where they have, hey, these are the 4 things we want you specifically to work on and build a plan for you as a player?
Yeah, I will say they do a really good job here of building individualized plans for everybody, and that's that's special. I've been a part of other organizations that have done that, and it definitely guys kind of reap the benefits from that for sure.
What benefits do you feel like play out from that?
Yeah, it's just being able to. Because everyone's different, right? So you have certain things that you need to work on that other guys necessarily don't. And so whether that's football, whether that's off the field, gaining weight, losing weight, there's so many different things that go into to being a good football player. And like I said, everyone's different. So being able to have an individualized plan, that's always a huge key to being, a good player.
So you think back after that Jacksonville game, like how you attacked that week of practice. Kevin talked a lot about that the other day. Just how proud are you with what you've done over the past month, kind of in response to that game?
Yeah, I think that game, it's something that I learned from, obviously, and but again, I still, looking back on that game, I wasn't too disappointed in the decisions that I made. It was where I located the ball or how I threw the ball that I was more disappointed with. And so I think the biggest thing for me is just continuing to make good decisions, and being able to, when I do let the ball rip, let it rip with confidence. I think that's been the biggest thing for me these past few weeks, and I'm just going to continue to do that.
Coach said he would hate to give you a play that you don't like, and he's talking about the red pin meetings. What's the dynamic with that? How early on were you comfortable in telling him, I don't like this for this reason or that reason?
Yeah, there's not a lot of times am I going to tell them to take a play out. But when I do feel uncomfortable with the play, I'll definitely let them know. But yeah, that doesn't happen very often.
What's it like when you look down and you saw Addison and Jefferson wide open like that, as opposed to 50-50 ball? When you see that, what goes through your mind?
Yeah, I mean, just don't miss. I think that's the biggest thing. When you have guys like that are able to create a lot of separation, and even when they're not separating, to be able to go up and make a play over a guy, or even just track the ball, and even creating, a pass interference call, something like that. So those guys are able to just create plays. They've done it all year, and so I'm just gonna, continue to give those guys, not only those guys, but everyone else in that room, chances to go make plays.
Sam, your escape on the 52-yard touchdown to Jefferson, does that rise above the sneaky athleticism that you got?
I don't know, man. That's for you guys to decide. I don't make that call.
And that's when that's unfolding. What are you just? You have no idea. I mean, you're still looking down the field, but are you thinking run? You think what's going through your mind as you're hopping and dodging?
Yeah, I mean, I knew they had brought all out zero blitz. So I was definitely eyes down the field trying to look for someone who was open. And sure enough, Jets was over there waving his hands, and I was able to see him down the field.
And what is it like to not only do you have one receiver, but two guys that really can get down and stretch the defense like that? What kind of pressure do you think that puts on the defense, and also for you, the luxury of having that?
For sure, yeah. I mean, it puts a lot of pressure on the defense. I think for me, it's also understanding, okay, when did they take it away? Really having clarity in that. I think that's the biggest thing for me as a quarterback, is understanding, okay, when is it there, when is it not there? Should I check it down? So I think for me, just having clarity in those moments to where I don't necessarily feel comfortable cutting it loose to either Jay, Jets, Speedy, any of those guys, and being able to get it down to, our backs or tight ends that are usually in that flat area.
Sam, you've had a lot of success running play action stuff. What do you think is the biggest key to that? And is there something that this team does that you haven't seen before, done before in the play action game that's worked for you?
No, I just think, the way that we've kind of talked about it, the thing that I talk about all the time is the amount of time we've put into this offense since April. We've been running very similar concepts even during the season that we've been running since then. So just the comfort level that I have with those play action passes, to be able to go run them in games very seamlessly and go find completions no matter where they are, whether they're 5 yards down the field or 50 yards down the field. Just being able to have that comfort level to get the ball completed.
Have you always had that comfort running full speed to your left? You had the one where you're running kind of full speed and you have to flip around to Jefferson. Like, how hard is that?
Yeah, it's definitely something you got to work on, running left as a right-handed quarterback. But yeah, I think it's just kind of the time that we put in the offseason as quarterbacks to be able to make throws like that. And, I don't take it for granted either. Like I'm coming out here every, Wednesday, Thursday, anytime I get a chance to be able to work on throws like that, because they don't come up often, but when they do, you don't want to miss them.
You ever look at the film and say, damn, that was a good throw? I mean, have you ever impressed yourself?
No, I think, the biggest thing for me is I'm my number one critic, I think. So being able to just look at the film and understand how I can get better, that's kind of the biggest thing for me. So I'll just continue to do that.
How do you stay where your feet are when it's a one-year deal and you're having the year you're having?
I think that's the biggest thing. You kind of just answered your question, but just being able to just stay present. I think that's the biggest thing is, understanding kind of what we got to do this week. We're playing a really good Chicago team, a really good defense that, like I said in the beginning, kind of they bring some different stuff, whether it's coverages, pressures, all those things. So we got our hands full this week, and I'm looking forward to the challenge.